10 golden principles to become a person of influence. Ever wondered how some people effortlessly captivate everyone around them in a world where influence is currency? Mastering these 10 golden principles to become a person of influence isn't just about standing out. It's about becoming unforgettable. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of John C. Maxwell and Jim Dornan's Becoming a Person of Influence. Grab your notes. Get ready to transform your presence and impact one principle at a time. And a bonus step at the end to discover the secret ingredient that accelerates your journey to becoming a person of influence. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and if not, welcome back. I'm Osama JR, and today we are going to be diving into the 10 golden principles to become a person of influence. The first principle is have integrity with people. How are your interactions with people? Do people trust you? Because one thing I can let you know is that people want to be influenced by people they trust. And to achieve this, you need to model consistency of character. Are you honest today and dishonest tomorrow? You need to employ honest communication. Are you the type of person that says one thing today and says something totally different another day? You also need to value transparency. Admit your weaknesses and don't hide them, because eventually they will find out. And a lot of people respect it when you are upfront with it and tell them these are my weaknesses. They actually respect that. You also need to exemplify humility. Are you ego driven? Are you driven by jealousy? Are you the type of person that says in a proud way, I'm better than everyone around me? People want to see that type of person that they feel they are not perfect. They can learn from everybody that's around them. Another thing is you have to demonstrate your support to others. And I can, relate this to being a pawn before you become a king. Basically, helping others achieve their goals so that you can also achieve yours. Because one thing you know is that the dream life or the money you're looking for, it is all in someone's hand. You just need to communicate to those people to be able to get them. You also need to fulfill your promises. This is one thing I would say is very key. A lot of us promise heaven and earth and we still don't do anything. So this is your word, your bond. And another thing, a lot of people confuse reputation with character. And kind of a short definition here is that reputation is what you are supposed to be. Basically, your photograph, that's what you are supposed to be, and character is what you are, which is also your face. The second principle is nurture other people. And I learned this quote from Coach Michael, and it says, we don't need more money, we need more people. And a nurturing influencer is a giver. Start by giving to others in areas like love, having respect, giving them a sense of security, recognition, encouragement. Commit to them, be accessible to them, give with no strings attached, give them opportunities, lift them to a higher level. The third principle is have faith in people. Faith is basically belief in action. All this faith all starts with you. Do you have faith in yourself before you even think of having faith in someone else? You can become a believer in people by believing in them before they actually succeed. Emphasize their strengths or their weaknesses. Remind them of their past successes in times of trial. Give them confidence when they fall. Experience some wins together. Visualize their future success. And then expect a new living or a new level of living. The fourth principle, this is one that a lot of us kind of play with, and it is listen to people. A lot of people don't even value advices, they just value us being able to sit down with them and actually listen to what they have to say. This is a way of you showing respect. No matter who they may be to you, let's try as much as possible, if we can, to listen to what people have to say and not enforce what we have to say on them. You can become a better listener by looking at the speaker. Don't interrupt. Focus on understanding. Determine their need at the moment. And then check your emotions. So a lot of times, some of us, when we're in a situation with someone, we overreact to certain situations. No hurt or no bad things here. We are all human. It happens sometimes. In that case, you need to check your emotions. Maybe you are carrying some emotional baggage before you actually got into the conversation with that person, and it's kind of reflecting on that conversation with the way your reaction or the reactions you are giving. Also, suspend your judgment. I'm going to give an example of myself. I am someone that I tend to, in my mind, I tend to judge a lot, and now I'm working on it. I'm not perfect, so I try to understand it from the person's perspective, try to see it and not be so judgmental at first. Then at major intervals, try to sum up the conversation. Ask questions for clarity. Lastly, for that, always make listening your priority. All these things are important, especially if you want to become a person of influence and also a leader. The fifth principle is understand people. We need to understand that everybody wants to be somebody. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Everybody can be somebody if and only someone believes in them. You helping one person, basically you have influenced a whole lot more people. Develop a positive attitude about people. I got some examples from actually this book, and this example says when the other fellow doesn't do something, he or she is lazy. Well then, when you don't do it, it is I am busy. Have personal empathy. Reach out to people with a strong hand but a soft heart. Not until there's fire on the mountain. We've just gone through 5 of the 10 principles, and that alone can take us to the next level with our influence if we master them. But to get to an even higher level of influence, you will need to stick around for the remaining 5 and also the bonus tip at the end. The 6th principle is enlarge people. Enlarging others is an investment. When you enlarge others, you do several things. You raise their level of living, you increase their potential for success, you increase their capacity for growth, you increase the potential of your organization, relationships, or circle to actually grow. And one thing I will also say on that is carefully choose a person to enlarge. The unfortunate thing is that not everyone wants to grow or is even willing to grow. The 7th principle is navigate for other people. A navigator identifies the destination through knowing their dreams, their goals, and many more. Because if I see you and say I want to help you, the question is help you to do what? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What plans do you have? Because to do that, I can know if I'm actually the best person to help you. And maybe the person that can actually help you, I have a relationship with that person, you don't know. A navigator plots the course, basically drafting a map out for them. A navigator is not a short-term thinker, they think ahead. A navigator makes course correction. This is along the journey. We know that the plan we made cannot be as perfect, cannot be the best plan out there, but one thing we are able to do is that we're able to make course corrections. The 8th principle is connect with people. This is necessary to be able to influence them. Basically, this is you creating a sense of security. Are they comfortable coming to you to share what they might be going through at the moment, their current challenges? Do they feel comfortable enough to be able to approach you? Because if they can't connect with you, there's basically no relationship there. Some steps of how you can actually connect with people are: don't take people for granted, possess a make a difference mindset, initiate movement towards them, don't wait for them. We need to also look for common ground, recognize and respect differences in personalities. Another thing is find the key to others' lives. We can call that their why. Find out their why. What is their why? If you have a weak why, definitely in times of struggles you question yourself, but if you have a strong enough why, you'll be able to figure out anyhow. Another thing is communicate from the heart. Don't communicate because of you heard it on this video and you think you have to communicate with people. Let it be from the heart so it feels genuine. Share common experiences. The 9th principle is empower people. Before you even think of empowering people, you need to check yourself first. Are you qualified enough to empower people? And while asking these questions, a lot of us will have a lot of doubt. We will have this feeling of there's one thing we've done before, maybe we've overcome it now, that we feel would be the limiting factor to us actually being able to empower people. And I learned this from Ed Malet, and it says that one thing, maybe you were once a drug addict, maybe you were once an alcoholic, that one thing is actually the thing that qualifies you most to actually be able to empower people. And how you can empower others: you could empower them by evaluating them, model for them, give them permission to succeed, transfer authority to them, publicly show your confidence in them, supply them with feedback, release them to continue on their own. The 10th principle is reproduce other influencers. This is you compounding your influence, helping them become influencers themselves so they can also go and develop more and more influencers. You also need to keep on developing yourself. Like I learned from a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. He calls it sharpening the sword. Try seeking other potential leaders you could also develop. And one example I would like to give, from this whole process is my dad, Mr. Osama. When I read this book, I was able to understand some of the things he has done to help me get to where I am today. A lot of things I handle in the household, a lot of different things I do. I didn't just wake up one day and start doing them. It started from an indicated interest. Okay, he started guiding me. I started, picking up some things, and from there, now there are some things that I'm in charge of. All he does is he just calls me to say if I need any help, I should reach out to him for assistance. He's not basically saying, he's not trying to control what I'm doing. He's really saying he knows I can do it, but if I have any challenge, I can reach out to him. I can totally say that is a good example of someone that has actually reproduced a leader in myself. I know. It's been a whole lot, but stay with me. We've gone through the 10 golden principles to become a person of influence, which are having integrity with people, nurturing other people, having faith in people, listening to people, understanding people, enlarging people, navigating for other people, connecting with people, empowering people, reproducing other influencers, all from the book Becoming a Person of Influence by John C. Maxwell and Jim Dornan. And also, I haven't forgotten the bonus at the end yet. This video was just touching the surface of each of the 10 golden principles to become a person of influence. And I then thought to myself, okay, it seems like a lot. Then I said I would be doing a video dedicated to each and every one of these principles to help and guide you to mastering them. If you would love that, leave a comment below and let me know. Drop a like and share with people, your friends that you feel that will need this. And also subscribe and to stay tuned for the videos on each of these principles. Now, the bonus step. The bonus step came from something I noticed about people not being able to take responsibility for even the little things that are happening to them or happening in their lives. And in order to become a person of influence, conquering yourself is key. Very, very key to becoming a person of influence. And that's why I would advise you check out this video on that to make that change right away.